Internet people, and welcome to another edition of Friday Sews. Today I'm going to tell you all about what I accomplished this week, my plans for this upcoming week. I'm going to share with you my Insta Inspo, which is all the posts that I saved on Instagram this week, and give you an update on some life stuff. So let's get started. So this week I didn't actually get that much sewing accomplished, but I did upload 2 videos to YouTube. The first video is a relaxing, cinematic, sew with me, watch me sew kind of video. It's me sewing the peppermint pocket skirt, which is a free pattern from Peppermint magazine in collaboration with Paper Theory. And I feel a little dodgy about it because I actually filmed it and uploaded it back in November, but I wasn't really happy with the editing, so I wanted to play around with the footage and change a few things. But YouTube doesn't let you replace videos. You have to take it down and upload it separately unless you use their video editor, which isn't that good. So that's what I did. And so it looks like a new upload, but it's actually kind of an old video, but that's okay. Coincidentally, Inside the Hem is running a hashtag this year, hashtag SewTogether21, where every month you sew a pattern that she chooses out of a fabric from your stash and then upload it to Instagram with that hashtag. And I think that's all there is to the challenge. But this month it is actually the peppermint pocket skirt. So it seems a little Frugal Frocks adjacent. So if you did that challenge, I didn't do it, but if you did it and you enjoyed it, maybe this would be something fun to do. Sew up the peppermint pocket skirt, hopefully with something from your stash, and then just upload it to Instagram with the hashtag. I really recommend the peppermint pocket skirt. It's actually a really easy pattern to sew. It has the interesting pocket detail, which adds a little bit of oomph to an otherwise pretty basic skirt. So yeah, check out my video and check out the hashtag and sew up the peppermint pocket skirt. I think I might try to look through my stash and see if I have anything to make another version with this month. The second video that I upload to YouTube is a call out to all my Friday Sews people. You know, we did the Getting to Know Friday Sews hashtag a couple weeks ago, and I noticed when I was watching everybody's responses, so many people said that they didn't like cutting out and tracing off patterns. So my second video this week has to do with that, and I highly recommend going to check it out and letting me know what you think. So on the sewing front this week, I was able to work on my Vogue 9330 sweater. It's this one here, View B, and it's actually a really interesting pattern because the sleeves are constructed with 2 pieces and a dart. So there's an upper sleeve and a lower sleeve and then a dart in it. You can kind of see in the line drawing here. So that'll be interesting to see what that looks like when it's all finished. I'm about halfway through. I have the front and the back, which looks about the same. So now I would like to talk about grain line in knits. How perfectionist do you get about it? I got kind of perfectionist here, and I took a running stitch and followed the grain line all the way down the yardage and marked it so that I could make sure everything was cut out on grain. I find finding the grain line of knits a little bit more complicated and fussy than with wovens. So I'm curious how everyone else does it, or like, do you? I've heard of some people marking it with tape, and I have heard of people marking it with the running stitch, and I've heard of people saying to just cut out one layer at a time instead of folded to make sure that the bottom layer doesn't get off grain. So I'm very curious, how do you handle grain line with your knits? The other thing that I managed to work on this week was my Ilford jacket, and all I did was cut out the pieces. Here they all are. If you ever wanted to see a stack of fabric cut out, here it is. So that's what I did. So not much sewing this week, but that is what I accomplished. So this week I'd like to finish that Vogue 9330. I'd like to sew up this Ilford jacket. I didn't cut out any pockets for it, so I want to cut out some pockets and play with that. And maybe get started on the Nico top. I know that was on my list for last week. Didn't get to that, so maybe we'll work on it this week. The weather is slowly warming up, so time's a wasting on that. So, okay, so now let's talk about my Insta Inspo, all of the posts that I saved this week on Instagram. Last week I did kind of a screen sharing voiceover situation, and I think that worked out well, so let's do it again. Welcome to my Instagram Save Posts page. As you can see, I was very inspired by color and spaces this week. So let's go ahead and start where I left off last week. So I found these Clyde pants by Elizabeth Suzanne, and I really liked the pockets and the seam down the center front of the leg. And I also really liked how this was styled with the light colored red top and the darker red pants. I had never heard of Elizabeth Suzanne before, so I pulled up her website to show you. And it looks like she mainly sells clothing and accessories, a lot of very natural fibers, minimalistic styles, but she also sells fabric and she has a couple sewing patterns, including those Clyde pants. So I thought that was really cool. I really like these pants. I think they would be really nice in a linen for the summer. She does a pay what you can pay scale for the pattern, which I thought was great. And the pattern also comes in regular, tall, and short length options, which is great because I am 5'8", so I always need longer length pants. But I was looking around at her About Me page, and I really fell in love with her mission statement to make clothing that feels like home. That is just kind of magical sounding. And I also really liked her guiding principles section. She talks a lot about responsible materials, responsible labor, small environmental footprint, inclusivity, etc., etc. And she also discusses a lot about her process, very transparent about that, which was great. So I'm a fan of Elizabeth Suzanne, and I'm really glad that I found her website and her sewing pattern, and I really want to make these. So moving on, I was very inspired by this photo by Endearing Every Day. I want to have a picnic on a quilt in a floral dress with a giant sun hat. It's just making me really excited for summer. So I thought that was a little bit of a life inspiration photo. For some reason, Instagram was showing me a lot of interiors this week. I thought this was really pretty. I really liked the photo and the shadows on the wall. It's very minimalistic, very rustic. I was into it. This interior as well. I really liked the dark wood with the white. I only have an apartment. I don't have a house, but if I ever did have a house or I was building my own house, maybe someday, who knows, but I think this door, the arch door, is like really cool looking. So anyways, I thought that was neat, and I just saved it for funsies. This reminded me of Garden State, this by hand London shirred dress. I actually have on my Make 9 a shirred McCall's pattern, and so I'm definitely going to be making that this coming spring and summer. So I saved this for the shirring inspiration, but I also just thought it was funny with the matching background. I loved Garden State when it came out. I thought this was really pretty. All these dresses lined up next to each other in these earthy tones, this rust and orange and mustard, and this white lace was really pretty. So I thought it was a really pretty, well-composed photo by Waiting for Alice. And this Reef camisole set by Slow Sew, I love this color. Obviously, I'm really into color this week. This red, orange, rust-colored linen, it looks like. Gorgeous. And how comfortable does this set look? Really cute. I also really like, I really like how she styled this photo with the branch of flowers here. It looks really pretty. Okay, Friday Pattern Company posted this detail shot of the Ilford jacket, this bias binding on the seam as a seam finish. And I saved this because I'm going to be making that Ilford jacket, and it'd be kind of cool to do a seam finish like this. I really like the solid colored fabric, but then having the seam finish be like a floral or a print. I think that looks really cute on the inside of a garment. Cezanne posted this photo, and I really want to go here. It made me so inspired for traveling again in the future, and this is definitely a place that I want to go, wherever this is. I don't really see. Maybe it's in France. I'm not sure, but wherever it is, I want to go to it. And Eileen Fisher posted this stack here of shades of terracotta, organic linen, organic cotton, and their fine jersey made of Tencel lyocell fiber from responsibly harvested trees. I really like this colors, this rust terracotta reddish color. I felt really inspired by. So that was that. Okay, that's everything I was inspired by. Let me know if any of that inspires you as well. Okay, welcome back from your Instagram field trip. So let's talk about a few life things before I go. Last week I was talking about my sourdough starter, and this weekend I did make a loaf of bread. It came out a little bit denser and shorter than I think it was supposed to, but it actually wasn't that bad. It was my third loaf with the sourdough starter, so still have some work to do on the sourdough loaves, but it was definitely edible, more edible than the other 2 loaves I've made, and we ate it right up. So let's see, besides sourdough and sewing, we've been watching a lot of TV. We finished Virgin River on Netflix, and I really liked it. It was pretty cheesy and pretty predictable, but it had a world building quality that I really enjoyed. I like shows that create a world that you can go live in for a little while, get out of this reality for a time, and so I would recommend that. Then after that, let's see, we went back to The Crown. We just finished season 3 and we got started on season 4 last night. The Diana years coming up here, so that show's always good to watch, and that's about it. So I'm going to stop it here. Thank you so much for watching this edition of Friday Sews. I can't wait to watch all of your Friday Sews. I love sitting down on Friday afternoons and watching everybody's videos, and it does take me a few days because there are so many these days, which is amazing, and I love it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.